I'm Chef Patrick. I am joined today by my co-host Lisa, and we have a couple cool guests with us. We have Kuvy with Root Marketing, and we also have Jody here with Slow Food Boulder. So, awesome. Welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Couldn't have better people for food.
We definitely know how to eat.
Yes.
So guys, we are live, so I'm here to answer any and all questions, so don't be afraid. Jump in the comments, ask away. Food related anything, it doesn't even necessarily have to be about what we're making, but yeah, so cool. Well, welcome. We're going to get it started. So first things first, we will get the onions going because those are probably going to take the longest. So cool. This time we are going to eat whole rings, just because it's what I want to do. You do not have to do this. So.
I like the whole rings for when I'm caramelizing.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on what.
Or I'll do like a half ring.
I like them today because the presentation's going to be good.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have a special process to cut your onions?
I mean, so for the whole rings, not really. When I'm doing slicing or julienning or dicing them, kind of, I will follow the natural lines on the onion and just use those.
Awesome.
Are you keeping the butts on these?
Yeah, it's going to help me hold them to make the rings.
When you dice your onions, do you still leave the butts on like that?
Dicing, I'll leave them on as well, yeah.
Yeah. And then do you cut in like a blooming onion would with the crossway?
Yeah, I'll just, I don't cut in. I'll just follow the lines around and then straight.
I'll have to watch that in a future video.
Yes. I know, I fought it for a long time because that was the way I was taught to do it too.
Yeah.
And then he told me that it wasn't necessary, and then I realized he was right. And I just made my life easier after that.
Well, I mean, that's the most dangerous part of dicing the onion is cutting towards yourself.
Yeah.
Like when you're cutting into it. So if you eliminate that, it's a lot safer.
Plus, who needs extra steps when it comes to onions?
Right.
That's the worst part is getting the skin
Less
off for
fry
me.
involved.
Well, I actually heard that the reason they make you cry is that there's like a gas that's released by it, but it's drawn to water.
It's so
So
yeah.
since your eyes are the wettest thing nearby, the gases kind of go towards you. But if you have like a cup of water or something that
I heard a candle, like something burning in front.
Oh, really? I didn't know
well,
about the candle.
everything. There's
Yeah.
always wives' tales for everything.
Exactly.
I think if we wear glasses, wear a candle, keep our eyes open, wear glass. I mean, you know, what are all the different things we would do?
Stick your head in the
Goggles,
freezer
yeah.
afterwards.
Well, these are big rings.
Yeah, those are really big.
Yeah. I want them to look great on the top of the steak.
All right.
There we go.
How thick are those cuts?
Like half inch,
Half inch?
I'd say. Right? You got the above going,
Yeah.
right? Cool.
So you're putting those in a saucepan? I thought you would put that in the saute pan.
Oh, well, you know, we have other stuff to cook, so.
Okay.
So what else did you put in there?
Well, we're doing salt to get, it'll start drawing out moisture and help these start cooking down. And we'll do some oil.
What kind of oil?
I'm using avocado today.
I like avocado too.
It's usually our high heat cooking go-to.
Same.
Cool.
You're not worried about crowding in a small pan like that?
No, we're gonna kind of, I'm gonna put a lid on it and kind of like let the salt and start steaming them a little to get them to start breaking down, and then we'll take it off so they can cook off everything.
Okay, so I noticed that you didn't even stir that. You just threw the onions in, you put the salt in it looked like about two teaspoons, and then oil, and you just let it sit.
Yeah.
Not even stirring.
Too cool for spoons.
I know. That's what I'm learning.
Once you get to Patrick's level,
Right?
you don't have to stir anymore.
See, my onions would burn.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna mentally keep an eye on them.
Okay.
We will make sure they're nice. But
We're gonna call you to task on every single thing, not to make you feel uncomfortable, but we're watching.
all right. So I guess next we will start the carrots, because other than the onions, they'll probably take a little longer. But
Those look like overwintered carrots. Where are they from?
We've got a mix of Olin and then the I think it's Wild Wellspring.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kristen?
Wild Wellspring. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know them.
She only does winter CSA.
Oh.
Which is
Yes,
kind of
and
cool.
it's really very cool because there's so many farms in the summer, and she has figured out a technique to farm in the winter. And I was not able to pick up my CSA share, and they picked it up, and it's so cool. She's farming on an old golf course.
How was a golf course?
That used to be Haystack Mountain Golf
Oh, how
Course. So
crazy.
she's farming on Fairway 1.
Okay.
This is brilliant. Okay,
yeah.
so what's
So
your
the
name
soil
one more time?
isn't the best,
Huh?
but she's working on it.
Oh yeah, she's diligently working on her soil.
What's the name one more time?
Wild Wellspring.
And they're in where?
They are on Haystack Mountain. So where Haystack Mountain it used to be a 9-hole golf course. It's sold just recently, and a portion of it is being rehabilitated. Matt Ag is helping, and Chris Ann has Fairway 1, and it is a farm, and she farms a winter. I'm going this.
I'll come with you. I would love
Okay.
to come with you.
Sorry.
That's phenomenal. So you're saying that this farmer has figured out a way to really specialize in winter producing, in selling food during the winter time, which is brilliant. Hopefully she gets to take summers off, unlike
Yeah,
She's a
she takes-
she's a potter as well, so she's like the coolest.
That is awesome.
But you're not going to get things like tomatoes and peppers, but you'll get greens. So the spinach probably came from her, carrots, squashes, rutabaga, braising greens. Like her whole team is awesome.
I mean, you got to get creative. Farming is so hard, right? So,
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Patrick's actually going to be farming out with Sunflower Farm this summer.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's going to learn the whole other side of where food comes from.
What are you doing? So what is Liz having you do?
Everything.
Well, great.
Well, can you specify what that
I
means?
mean, I don't.
You'll know when you get there.
I'm working the field and pulling weeds and all. I'm doing
Oh, I'm
I
so
have
excited.
some weeds. You can come pull at my house.
the whole deal. So
I don't think the weeds are going to produce vegetables.
Well, you
No.
don't know. Maybe I have.
Well, on August 24th, we have a big event there at Sunflower Farm.
Oh, a shameless plug from Jody Papa.
Yeah,
It's for slow food. It's not for me.
that's okay.
I'm just teasing.
But it's going to be really fun. And it's our 3rd annual there. So we love Sunflower. Have you been up there, Kuvy?
No, I need to get out to more
It's a
farms.
really
It's
cool
magical.
spot.
Yeah.
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 Let's do it. Let's do more farm tours. Ooh, I love the sound of that. What's happening over
Now
there?
he's stirring it.
we're just moving them a little bit.
Don't want
Turn on
those
medium.
bottom ones to get too hot.
Kind of let them go.
Any special techniques with your carrot peeling over there, Chef?
I don't think so.
Doing your thing?
You need a peeler like this. The
Yeah.
sideways ones are a pain.
Oh, let's show that to the
Well,
camera.
oftentimes I don't peel my carrots. I just scrub them really good. Is
Yeah,
it like
so-
one way better than the other?
When they're not storage carrots or overwintered, I won't peel them.
Oh, okay.
But typically, like with the overwintered stuff, once they start to cure,
Because they're the harder outside.
yeah, it's
Okay.
a little tougher.
That
on
makes
the outside.
sense.
So I typically will peel them. But
Okay.
most of the time, like especially when springtime comes around, I'm
Oh.
And those really tender, like little baby carrots.
Oh my gosh.
The best.
The best.
I know. I can't wait. I'm so ready for spring. This weather has been an absolute tease.
I think this week I'm going to count how many times you say that.
I know. It's been like, it's going to be 80 degrees this week.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's March, so it's just weird.
Look, March is supposed to be, this is really scary actually. March is supposed to be the snowiest
Snowiest
month of
month.
the whole year. And did we get snow at all?
not yet.
Oh my
Here we are,
gosh.
third week of
No- I
March,
never
it's
thought of
gonna
that.
be 80. It was gonna snow on Saturday, now it's just changed to maybe rain.
Yeah.
Like we've had no precipitation this month. I'm really concerned.
Yeah, it's not great.
really tough year.
And that's why the farmers have to really listen to the land and learn those great irrigation techniques and agroecology. Like some of them are really having it dialed in.
Well, yeah, like, what is it, like dryland farming?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing, and like learning how to conserve water in the soil by doing like good practices, and which inadvertently also makes your food more nutritious. So
Yes.
it's like a win for everything, and helps us use less water in an area where we don't have a lot of water naturally. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. We are just gonna chunk these carrots up here.
So is there a difference in the flavor between an overwintered carrot and a spring carrot?
The sugar content
Mm-hmm.
will be a lot higher in an overwintered carrot.
Oh, it's higher in an overwintered carrot.
Yeah, so the vegetables release sugars to save themselves from freezing.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's like,
Okay, I
yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah.
I think of a spring carrot as being sweeter, but
Yeah, me
no, you're
too.
saying that these ones are sweeter.
Yeah,
And
same
then-
thing with the spinach. It actually like
Oh, what?
freezes all the water, and it freezes, and then it thaws, and then it freezes, and then it thaws, and it kind of activates that like defense mechanism in it. So it's like sugary sweet when you have the overwintered spinach, which is what makes it kind of special.
That is super
Okay,
cool.
Yeah.
you're blowing my mind here. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, the special things you learn.
The
I don't.
story about the food. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really what we need to be talking about.
I know. I agree.
That is
So I
amazing.
have a question for you between like these are farm carrots and grocery store carrots because not everyone has access to farm carrots.
That's
Right.
fair.
So sometimes when you go to the grocery store, they have the very thick, big carrots. And my grandmother used to say, buy those because those were good for soup because they don't taste like anything. Can you talk about that a little bit?
We don't really like to put stuff in our food that doesn't taste like anything.
Right. And I wonder if she just did that because it was like a depression kind of thing. Like the bigger the carrot, it goes in soup. We know it won't be good for just snacking on. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is it true that always the larger the carrot, the less flavor it has, or not? It isn't
That's my,
actually?
yeah, that really was a crux of my question. Thanks.
Yeah.
I haven't found that.
Okay.
I mean,
How it's grown, I think.
I'll go to
probably
King
has a lot
Supers and
more
get
to
you a
do
big
with
carrot
it.
right now.
Yeah.
that's a
We could do a carrot taste off.
Oh gosh.
Really quick before you finish chopping that last carrot, can you talk a little bit about how you're chopping? Because I've never seen anybody cut carrots into wedges like that.
Oh, this is called an oblique cut.
Oblique.
So I didn't want to dice them today, so we were just kind of,
It's fine. I'm just watching you like power away on those things and like
Yeah.
twist it all different crazy ways. So I want to
so
learn about
no,
what
you
you're doing.
kind of cut on I'm trying to make them all the same size because some of these are way bigger than the others. So
Yeah.
you just kind of take a chip off a side and rotate it. And you kind of are just trying to get them all to be the same size.
But they all kind of look like wedges, sort of.
A little bit.
Okay. But if you had smaller carrots, you maybe like would just cut it normal, or
Sure. I just did this because it's a good way to just get them. They're all similar now, and we had a bunch of varying sizes. So. Cool.
Just a little touch up.
Let's see. We'll get this saute pan going.
Yeah,
Give
how
our
are the onions?
Give our onions a stir if they're soft enough.
I can smell them.
It smells amazing. I wish you could film the smell.
I
you
know. If only I could like put that out there.
Yeah.
Make everybody hungry while they're cooking. Hopefully they're cooking with us, but
Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, I'm gonna keep the lid on. Can you see these from overhead?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah,
Oh,
like-
yeah.
they're
Yeah.
starting to soften up. We're getting a little color, but I still want to keep steaming them until they're.
Was that your first time you stirred them?
That
Oh,
was
no, second.
Second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Bry Guy said it was 80 there last week, and now it's down to the high 30s. Real up and down temps going on for them too.
Where is that?
I'm guessing East Coast. Is that Brian?
What's
Might
that?
be Brian,
Who?
your brother.
What's going on?
Weather
Weather.
report.
Just talking about weather.
Oh, cool.
He said that gives it a little texture to the dish that he likes.
Nice.
I can't
Okay,
tell if
so
that's
I
on.
thought that in order to caramelize onions and get that beautiful color that you've got right now, that you had to have the lid off. I thought steaming them ruined the caramelization.
Oh, well,
But no.
so, yeah, I mean,
This is how you start it, and then you let it go to the air.
Yeah, so-
Oh.
I started
Makes
it like
sense.
this just to start the softening process. It makes it easier, and it helps you from like really burning them, like caramelizing too quickly,
Yep.
because they should take like 45 minutes start to finish, so, or maybe an hour, like.
Because,
So-
you know, we all have an hour to
Yeah.
caramelize our onions.
So, yeah,
Okay.
and I will cook off all that water. Like it will keep it from caramelizing at some point, as far as I want. But we'll take off the lid and let all that water cook off.
Okay.
But, yeah. Sweet. I've got this pan going, kind of medium-high heat to start. We're gonna get the carrots in here to start them cooking. If they finish a little early, we won't quite add the spinach yet, but we can just kind of reheat them closer to the end if we need to. Then we'll get into making sauce and all that.
I know what you're trying to do.
So I
You'll cut. You'll be
put a
able to
layer of oil on the bottom of the pan. This is hot.
This seems like such a simple recipe. Like
It
it's
is.
like it's everything's accessible. I mean, flap steak may be something people can't.
Yeah,
I mean, it's unusual, but they could use skirt.
Yeah, tell us about flap steak. What does that mean?
Or am I getting ahead of things?
Yeah.
Because I like to do that too.
Well, I was going to talk about it when I was cleaning it.
All right,
but-
so
Okay, all right.
we'll just pause
Totally.
and talk about how great the carrots look.
Yeah.
Cool.
What are you looking forward to the most in the spring, like at the farmers market, which
Well-
opens April 4th, April 6th?
Oh, if I had
April
to
5th.
guess, it's gonna be asparagus when it comes out. but-
Asparagus.
It's 2 weeks away,
Oh, that's like a
Asparagus
month
is
away,
one of my
probably.
favorites. It's not till May.
Mm-hmm.
but farmers market is 2 weeks.
I mean, Hawkeye turnips, especially
Oh.
the young, like the first of the season ones,
Mhm.
like are insane. What spring carrots are good. Spring onions and green garlic. Really love that stuff.
Oh, garlic scapes.
Just,
I love garlic scapes.
Yeah, winter ramps coming in, you guys.
We don't get ramps here.
No, they don't really grow here.
They're more like a Northwest California
I think
thing.
they like a more humid environment,
Yeah.
right?
humid woods.
Humid
Yeah.
woods, so Northeast.
I don't know. There
Northwest.
was a ramp competition in Boulder a few years ago that I judged. I thought they were from the Bay Area.
Oh, they could have been.
Are they?
Yeah.
That'd be
so.
cool.
I know we have asparagus growing all over the place here.
And they've done a lot in the past 20 years to get asparagus to really be at the
Yeah.
market. So I think the farmers have really listened to the community. So maybe that's the same thing with ramps. We just aren't privy
Well,
to.
I've got the
Who's doing it?
carrots rolling. I'm gonna leave them. We're gonna get a good sear on one side of them before I turn the heat down. But we're gonna start picking herbs for the sauce. So we have, luckily for us, here in Colorado, we have this Osage garden, so we can get culinary herbs year round. It's pretty cool. They are grown just outside of Castle Rock.
Can folks grow their own herbs indoors year round? All herbs, or are there certain herbs that won't grow?
Basil won't. Well, basil's particular. You could do it if you have like a grow light and stuff.
Yeah.
For sure.
A lot of times herbs require about 15 hours of sunlight a day. So when we're like down to the 12-ish hours that we get in the winter or less, it's harder for just the lighting purposes. So like even though it's warmer in the house, it might not get enough sunlight to like make certain ones.
Thyme and
grow.
rosemary do pretty good.
Yeah.
You know.
They're pretty hardy.
I have a bay leaf plant that's been growing for a very long time.
Nice.
But it only has like 3 or 4. It's like the saddest little thing. But boy, it's like a little engine that could, I tell you. And I'm like, I'm going to throw this thing away. I'm like, no, I see another growth.
And you
Yeah.
don't need bay leaves that often. You
No.
only need one or two at a time. so
Especially
it's
fresh
probably-
ones.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're me.
I
I
tried
use
to.
them by the handful.
I bet you do.
Yeah.
Shankini wants to know what the difference is between scapes and ramps.
Ooh, garlic skates and
Scapes
ramps.
is gonna be so ramps are a wild garlic onion kind of plant. Scapes are gonna be the like center of the garlic bulb.
The curly Q, right?
So the scape, let's see, is it on here? So the scape, you see this neck? That is the scape. It grows out of the garlic like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And so this is technically a scape that's just been cut off and it's dry. But
Okay,
yeah.
good to know. That, learning
And they're
something
very
new every day.
fresh and very garlicky.
Okay.
Like but they're not like. It's a perfect marriage between a scallion and a garlic, in my opinion.
Yeah. Still just like bright, fresh flavors for spring. I like miss all of this right now.
I smell that thyme. It smells awesome.
The thyme
Yeah.
smell.
With a,
The carrots and the onions cooking.
Yeah, everything
Well, I
smells
mean,
so good.
Your
Wait till the
applause,
steak
like,
starts.
best.
Mirepoix. Oh my gosh.
Hopefully we can do the steak today without setting off the fire alarms. We'll
It'd be
see.
kind of fun for the video of the fire alarm.
Oh, they've been off a few times already.
everybody loves some drama,
Yeah.
except for your dog, I'm sure.
Our smoke alarm, well, he's very happy with a Chewy right now, so he's occupied.
Oh, baby.
He's not worried about us.
So we're just using all these herbs. We're using them all.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's,
Chef,
If you want to hand some over to me, I can pluck.
well, I worry about leaving the audience behind.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I'm
fair.
just trying to,
That's fair.
I'll-
They don't have a Jody, so.
No, and
I'm
he's already,
already faster than most people.
Okay. All right.
I hope so. It's your job.
Yeah.
I know.
I don't know, Shankini told me last week that her friend's been able to keep up with you now,
Nice.
so
Oh.
you might have some
I was just thinking
competition,
about the
just
big
saying.
pile of time that he has in front of him.
Yes.
I would be
No, a lot of
happy to
time.
help with that.
Pile of time.
Yeah, no, everyone. Yeah, no one ever has a pile of time, do they?
Chef, tell us about store-bought herbs. So they're so expensive. I resent spending $3.50, $4 a pop on my herbs, and especially when I buy them just for one dish, and then I have this whole bunch of herbs left over. And it was, I don't know. But recently I've started making more salads and seeing that you can mix some fresh herbs in your salad, and it actually doesn't taste weird in your salad. It
Oh,
actually
no,
makes
it's
your
so
salad
good.
just taste
Yeah.
kind of fun. What else? Like, are there ways to? Can I dunk the bottoms of my herbs into water? Can I put a damp paper towel in there? I don't know. Is there like a way to extend the life?
Well, you can, I mean, things like basil do better at room temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
Really?
Really?
Even a box like that?
yeah. But I mean, realistically, like for herbs, I just put them in everything, or try to, because it adds the flavor from fresh herbs. It's just like
I think I'm timid
unbeatable.
sometimes.
So we just use so much. Like I'll put them in. I'll put like if you have tarragon left over, you can put them in your scrambled eggs, or you.
Okay,
I
I think there
mean-
should be a whole video on this because people are not adventurous with fresh herbs. I
I'm
know
afraid
I'm
there's going to be a
not.
conflict of flavor.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was my big concern.
No one wants a conflict of flavor.
No.
Oh, we're distracting him. What's
Oh,
going
no,
on?
he's good. He's just checking on his carrots. His internal timer kicked
They're
in.
getting a little. They're getting nice over
Is he
here.
extra good at the internal timer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have one even though I haven't been in the professional kitchen in a
Oh,
long
yeah.
time. I don't think it ever really goes away.
These are.
You just start to get this little like thing in the back of your head. You'll completely check out on everything you're doing, focus on whatever's going on, and then like all of a sudden it'll just like pop back in your head. At the perfect
Mushrooms.
time. Yeah.
I smell, like I can smell when something, oh,
Yeah.
that thing needs to be stirred.
Yeah.
You know,
Something's
people
ready to
will-
come out of the oven. That's
Yeah,
usually my
yes.
nose does that.
Yeah.
So the onions are nice and soft. I'm gonna leave the lid off. I put it on low heat now, just so we can slowly put these down. They wanted to get away from us a little bit, but they're fine.
Oh, they look so good.
They smell really good. I'm really excited for this steak too. This is like my favorite cut ever.
I can't believe we get to eat this. Normally I'm the one watching the video and I'm like jealously looking.
I'm like, oh
and
man, I'm
wishing, but
hungry.
I'm actually gonna to eat this, so
You know,
it's
it's
just
really good.
super grateful. Thank you for inviting us.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
happy to have you guys.
How about tricks for getting the herbs off of the stems? Like if you go
Um,
backwards, does that get them off more easily?
No, I mean, so basically the deal is you can kind of see it with this time stem.
Mhm.
This time, I don't know.
Here, show it to me here.
There we go.
So you can kind of see where it's light green
Yeah.
and where it turns to dark brown. So if you're like picking herbs and the stem comes off, especially with like thyme, tarragon, the stems are really tender.
Mhm.
But if you're picking thyme, if the stem comes with the
Switch
leaf,
back to the overhead.
it's typically going to be tender enough to eat. So you just kind of strip it. And if you get some stem in there, it's not a big deal. Because if it broke off, chances are it's going to be tender enough to eat. So
Okay.
that's kind of what I go by. Is this, like that whole thing.
I want it to
looks-
too long.
Anyway, that whole stem, it just broke off with it and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Oh, I saw you
So-
put a bloom in there too.
Yeah, some of this thyme is blooming, so
And this is a French thyme, English thyme.
this will be French thyme.
Okay.
How
And
do you
there's
know?
like woolly thyme
Oh,
and
just
all
the
kinds of
seeds, so
different
many.
thymes.
The woolly thyme is really cool. My favorite's lemon
Woolly?
thyme.
Oh, lemon thyme's so good.
Lemon thyme,
What's woolly time?
It's like
fuzzy.
It looks fuzzy. It's pretty cool.
How come I've never heard of woolly time? That's fun.
But lemon
take you to the
thyme,
flower
like,
bin.
to make tea
We'll
with
go.
it is
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's so good. It's almost like lemon verbena and like, what's the other one? The lemon balm that we used to grow like a weed outside of the restaurant.
Oh, well, lemon
It'd
balm.
be a giant bush. It's like as bad as mint.
Yeah,
It gets
I
in the
had
ground
a,
and then it just spreads.
in my old house, I had a war between fresh oregano and lemon verbena, and it was just lemon balm. And I'm like, this is the kind of war I like.
Yeah.
Like, like survival of the fittest,
Things
whoever
that
wins.
smell good.
Yes.
Yesterday I went to the Savannah Bee Company on the Pearl Street Mall because I had guests from out of town. And I never go to the Pearl Street Mall in Boulder, but it was so fun. And there's a Savannah Bee Company. And my third cousin, twice removed, bought black sage honey. And I had never heard of black sage. So it's kind of cool.
I don't think I've
Where's
heard of
black sage
before
There's like
either.
a million kinds of herbs out there, you know?
Yeah.
We don't even, I feel like we have a very limited herb repertoire, and there's
There-
so much more than we know.
There used to be a place in Loveland called Rabbit Mountain Herb, and they would source a lot of like the garden centers. I don't know whatever happened to them, but they had great varietals. Gotta look them up.
Oh, and shaky for the thyme. Yeah, it would be fresh thyme, not necessarily the specific thyme, but the lemon thyme is really great for tea if you're thinking about doing a tea. I know that they have lemon thyme available. Like you can get like a potted plant at the nursery here in Longmont. I'm sure there's probably others too. I've definitely seen it around. But yeah, you probably won't find that in the grocery store, unfortunately.
no.
And you probably won't find it at farmers markets either,
It's
unfortunately.
really,
But
I
definitely,
love it, and it's really hard to find.
yeah,
But if you want to grow it yourself, I'm sure there are
Yeah, if
plenty
you
of
wanna put it in a pot
seeds that's
and-
ready to
it'd be
go.
perfect.
That's
Yeah.
that's the best thing about herbs, and when the unusual ones that you can't find at the farmer's market, start your seeds now, and then you'll have those yummy ones in the summer.
You know, I'm so ready to plant all the things out in my front yard. I'm ready.
Basil is easy. Tarragon.
Did you just tear the basil leaves? I wasn't paying attention.
I just put them in whole.
Okay.
We're just gonna. Yeah, if you don't have a blender, you can hand chop all this. And, but we're kind of making a pseudo mayonnaise sauce, so
Yum.
In my head, I've always just assumed that if an herb has a woody stem, that it probably doesn't have a lot of flavor, and so I just, compost it. But if it's something like basil, I usually keep the stem in because I'm like, oh, it probably has a little basil flavor. Is that right though? I guess I should.
no,
have tried
basil
it,
stems are fine unless it's bolted, and then they get really tough.
Oh.
So
And do you ever take the woody stems like from the thyme and make a thyme butter or anything like that?
No, I'll put
Like
them
the
in
compound
stock.
butter?
You put them in stock? Okay.
Yeah,
So you'll
stock.
freeze them maybe in a plastic bag and.
But I won't put them in. I won't put the stalks in butter.
Oh, okay.
You could steep it in a melted butter and infuse it with flavor, and then like re-solidify it, I guess. But
Use all the ingredients.
Yes.
I mean, stocks are a really kind of great catch-all for like
Yeah.
anything you got left over. If you have like mushroom stems or thyme stems, got leftover onion skin, like, I mean, just throw it all in there. It's like steeping a big tea, and then you can use that in like whatever you're doing later on.
Yep. I have a big Ziploc in my freezer at all times, and when it fills up, when it's full, then it's time to make stock again.
Mm-hmm.
And also whenever I have a leftover chicken carcass,
Yeah.
then I just grab that bag out of the freezer, throw that in with chicken carcass, you know, put water, cover it with water and simmer it for 2 or 3 hours, and bada boom,
Yeah.
beautiful chicken stock.
Last week we had a pork bone left over from breaking down the pork that we had, so we made some stock from that. And then Patrick made a potato and bacon soup with it. So-
I love Patrick's
Perfect.
potato bacon soup. It's like one of my most, and I saw that it was in your newsletter with the ingredients
Yeah.
and the recipe, so.
Yeah, and it's actually dairy free, so
It is.
anybody that's concerned with eating dairy can enjoy
That's
it.
awesome.
Of course, if you want to stir some dairy in it, it wouldn't be terrible either. Some
No.
sour cream or
Ooh, sour cream and that potato bacon soup, yum.
oh my gosh.
What's wrong?
What?
did the pilot go out?
No, I'm still used to the restaurant knobs.
Oh,
They don't.
these are the opposite.
This Kenmore?
They turn on the opposite way as the
Oh.
restaurant ones.
Oh,
So
that's funny.
he
No, I mixed
struggles
them
with
up
it.
because I was like, even on low, my onions are cooking too fast, and I turned down the wrong burner.
Oh.
Oh, I've
I
done
realized
that.
My carrots weren't cooked.
I think we've all done
It's
that.
okay, we've all done it.
That makes us feel better about our,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway, that's figured out.
I
Great.
burned many things that
Cool.
way.
It's all right. Nothing died. We're
So,
good.
We're gonna do a
Yes.
whole egg, farm egg. They're super orange. Sorry you couldn't see it.
I'm filming you.
And so is that true that the more orange an egg yolk is, the more nutrients there are in it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or beta
Usually.
Carotene, typically.
and because they're eating all the bugs and the good stuff that's outside, and the green.
There is one little cheat there that people can do though. Chickens and birds actually don't taste the capsaicin in spicy peppers. So sometimes they will feed them a bunch of like cayenne pepper to help turn their egg yolks the bright red color.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you
Yeah.
mean like an industrial commercial? Oh, that's
Instead of greenwashing,
Makes
this
me
is
sad.
orange washing?
Orange washing.
Yeah.
well said. I love
Thank
that.
you.
All right.
Yeah, that's not okay though.
No.
So
Vitamix?
yeah.
I think I have that same vitamin.
One of the many reasons why it's good to know your farmer.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna be able to talk over that. So get your blender on and going. I put like probably 2 tablespoons of vinegar to start. We're just gonna drizzle oil in until it like starts to look like loose mayonnaise kind of. So
Is this something you could do over?
what?
Is this something you could do over here so you can see into the container?
Not really.
Because he has to let it drizzle so he can't show, but he'll show the end result. It's like a shamrock shake.
Cool. There we go. I mean, I could show them over here.
So I have a question. So I noticed you did all of that, but you didn't add salt, which I think is really great.
I'm going to. Though.
You're going to now, but because I've heard you add it before, middle, and end.
So it depends on what I'm making.
Okay.
So if I'm like cooking, I try to add throughout so the peanut kind of gets into whatever I'm cooking. Especially something like boiling pasta or something.
Okay.
Like you gotta season the water so the so the stuff absorbs in and like you kind of flavor throughout instead of just on the outside. But something like this, like sauces and stuff, I'll just stir in at the end.
Good to know.
But can you see this up here?
I'm gonna switch screens now that you're not talking anymore.
So consistency wise, I mean, I don't know if you can see that, but
Yeah, it's kind of thick, but still.
it's like a loose mayonnaise.
Yeah.
So
Is there a technical term for what you're making here?
no,
No, just
it's an I don't know.
Pat's
loose
special
mayo.
sauce.
Yeah.
Aioli.
Sweet. Now that all my stuff's cooked right, I'm gonna turn the carrots off. The onions are caramelizing still in the back.
We're dying over here
I
with the
know.
smell and
Trust me,
also
I'm-
the look of it.
I am hungry too.
Cool.
You're not alone.
We're gonna do on low, a little.
And what type of salt are you using?
I'll use a mined kosher salt, or this is a Celtic sea salt. It's one or the other.
So, okay, you guys, I get the whole salt thing drives me crazy. So, I've got the pink Himalayan sea salt
Yeah.
in my, like the container that I pinch from, right, that I grab from, that I use my fingers from. But then all the recipes, I feel like, talk about kosher salt or whatever, and I'm like, wait, does that mean I'm using too much salt, too little salt? Like the different sizes of the salt crystals, so, you know, obviously you can taste to like, make sure you're not overdoing it. But I do wish that there was an easy chart that was like, okay, if you're using this salt, then it's 1 to 1.5 of this salt, etc.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean? Is it just me?
because I have
Well,
black
it's
salt.
well,
Yeah,
yeah,
sea
but then you
salt,
have
white sea salt.
Morton's kosher salt and you have Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Morton's, it's way easier to over season with Morton's because of the density of the crystal.
Because they're smaller.
Diamond Crystal is a lot lighter. So like you could take the same pinch and over season with one and not the other.
Yeah, that's
So
Got
it's
it.
a,
what I'm saying.
you just have to, I don't know. You have to be careful.
That's a great tip though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
taste
Diamond
it.
versus Morton's.
Yeah, I was gonna say chef's rule is always taste your food as you're
Yeah.
cooking.
That's true.
So
Who needs an excuse to taste their food? So, yeah.
that is really good. Cool. So fresh herbaceous, little vinegar for acidity. It's going to go great with the fattiness of the meat and the richness of the caramelized onion. So it's going to be great. I'm going to get the steak out. We'll get that cleaned up. And we'll be done with this before you know
It
it.
smells so good.
All right, so I'm going to ask a question about this. I have learned or heard that I should keep my steak out and get it up to close to room temperature before I cook it.
Yes.
You just pulled that from the fridge.
Yeah.
So tell us, chef.
So
Do tell.
it doesn't matter how you do it. The key is to do it the same every time. So that way you get a, like, because if I let this sit out and come up, it's going to cook way faster. So personally, I will pull out meat if I'm searing. Like a few streams ago, we had this. It was like a 3-pound tomahawk ribeye.
Oh, I remember that night.
So I pulled that out to let it kind of sit, so that way it would kind of help cook more evenly. But like, I typically, something especially like this thin, if I let this sit out for an hour in temper, I mean, yeah, all I'd have to do is, it cooks so fast, but it's easy for it to get away from you too. So,
Okay, that's great.
and at the restaurant, we couldn't temper steaks because we never knew what people were going to order.
It's true.
So, I don't know. It's just,
With the
Do it the same every
a
time.
disaster on grill. Well, not disaster, but a major backup on grill was.
it can.
I mean, yeah, I've watched them get buried back there. I feel so bad.
Yeah. So we're going to clean the silver off. You can see this here. So you want to remove as little meat as possible. So we're just going to get this cleaned up.
So what part of the cow is the flap steak?
Yeah, tell us about the steak.
Yeah, so this is going to come from the kind of, not the complete rear end, but the back half of the cow, kind of. It's like part of the bottom sirloin. So
Okay.
it's like still on the side, but towards the back.
Like your sciatica.
Yeah. So really delicious. It's next to the flank. So basically how it goes is from back to front. It goes flap to flank to kind of skirt. Those are the three kind of flat meats. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank
This, in my opinion, out of the three of them, is the absolute best. It is like so tender and so flavorful. Honestly, like I would take this over a filet or a New York strip or a
Yeah.
ribeye. Like,
you. I love a skirt, so I was super excited
yeah,
about this.
no, this is a whole
I've
nother
ne-
level.
oh.
It's so
I
good.
feel like I've never heard about a flap steak.
No.
It's not like in
It's-
a restaurant. You're like, I'll have the flap steak.
No,
You know,
definitely
it's like
not.
that sort of thing.
They probably have a fancier name for
Yeah,
it.
what is it called? In a
A bavette. If a restaurant have it, it would be called a bavette. That would
But
be
if
like,
it's so good, why are we not seeing bavette and flap on the menus?
Because
You know-
people won't order it because they don't know what it is.
Ugh.
and
That's how it goes.
And it
trust
looks
me.
like it could be, you could feed a lot of people with that steak. So
Yeah.
it looks like it could be more economical as well.
Definitely.
I mean, it's the best cut as far as like flavor, tenderness.
I mean, you can see there's like a good bit of marbling even on that
Well,
like,
this
little
is-
bit too. I mean, I know, I get it. but-
This happens with the Buckner, like the cows that JR and Jerry raise. So you get these one-off cows every few months that are genetically just superior, and they have insane marbling.
They're almost like a Wagyu kind of.
I mean, it's like a low grade. It would be considered like either prime, like with. I mean, I don't know if you can see this like spider webbing of fat, but it'd be considered like prime beef if it was rated.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so when people talk about marbling, they're talking about fat that is, like you say, cobwebby throughout the actual muscle tissue.
yeah,
And this silvering, am I the only one who finds it incredibly annoying to have to take the silvering off? Is it called silvering? Silver?
the silver
Silver
skin.
skin, yeah.
Silver
Yeah.
skin. Like, I hate taking the silver skin off.
Me
For some
too.
reason, it's so hard.
But it's also
so
even
tedious.
worse to eat it.
But it's awful if you leave
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah.
So, but having it throughout the marbled fat is actually great because it adds the flavor. But you don't want to leave the silver skin on.
The silver skin is not fat, so it could have a small layer of fat over it. But if it's actual silver skin, it's like the connective tissue of the muscle.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Which is why it's like chewy and gross if you like leave it on and cook it and try and eat it. And
Yeah, unless you're like slow braising it or slow cooking the meat, it won't break down at all.
And if you have a super sharp knife, it's not a big deal.
Yes.
Chris said this is perfect. He has lots of grass fed in his freezer. And Shankini said she might have been overzealous after Lisa's words and bought 4 at the Buckner sale.
Yay!
Yeah, dude,
She wants you to hook her up with some more recipes, please.
they are, I mean, it's the best cut. And the Buckners have so much of it right now. So,
Well, look at how beautiful that is.
I know, it's really beautiful.
I mean, this is, yeah. This is
Fry
gonna
Guy said the
be-
marbling is pretty good.
Okay, this is making me hungry.
Cool. So
I
I'm
said this is
gonna,
like my favorite cut of steak. It's like the weird one-off that nobody ever.
That's the best
Has,
ones.
but
Those are the
so
best
good.
ones, though. The weird one-offs.
yeah. Cool. So I cut this into chunks just to fit it in our square pan. But if you have like a skillet over your, or like a griddle over your stove, you could just leave it whole. But cool.
Might want to turn on the.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the grill
lid
pan. Lid's on low,
Okay.
but we'll get the grill pan going. I'm not using the oven for this because it is thin.
Maybe in this interim, you could tell us a little bit about, from people who are new to watching this. Sorry, we're getting distracted by the dog. How often? Okay, so this is every Sunday. Is it every Sunday for the foreseeable future that you guys do this?
Yes, this will be every Sunday, committed at least through this year minimum.
Cool.
So
I would
that
like to do it more
way,
than this. This is fun.
So fun.
at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern. So
Would you ever go on location?
yes, so we
Set
are.
about
events?
So I've already talked to Ron about this. Actually.
That would be my husband.
We will be doing some. So if we
Poolside cooking.
if we end up going on like a vacation, we plan on doing some streams at like different local markets and from like maybe an Airbnb in where we stay, or we'll probably do some stuff from some friends' houses, maybe some outdoor live streams
Maybe
here. so-
Sunflower Farm
Yeah,
on
maybe we could
August
set one up.
24th.
We could always set one
Shameless
up.
plug again.
So yeah, and I'm, realistically, I think this is gonna help the most people. Like when you're on your CSA and you have the same veggies for the 5th week in a row, and you're kind of tired of shaving something on a salad or whatever it is. So I just want to help people be creative and
Thank you.
make good local food. So
We love that.
Yes.
Maybe tackle those weird ingredients that you get in your box that you've like never eaten before and like have no idea what to do with them, so they don't wind up in the compost bin.
yeah, or you've seen them on a salad, and that's how you know to do this. But I'm gonna actually use a little
And how do
oil.
you guys pick your recipes?
I choose them every week. I sit down on like Monday and Tuesday and kind of just see what's available and then try and make something interesting.
So I like that. Like Monday, Tuesday is kind of your time frame to think about the CSA box you have and how to incorporate what you're getting with what you want to prepare.
Yeah, I mean, it depends when you pick up your CSA box, right?
Yeah.
But when do you guys get yours?
Well, I mean, I'm working at the farm, so I will know plenty in advance as to kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
So
But the
that'll help
average-
me.
The average person who's.
I
getting
think
CSA
most
box-
pickups are like Wednesdays, I want to say.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays are typical
Yeah.
because they prepare Friday for the Saturday market, Saturday, Sunday
Gotcha.
markets. So it's rarely Monday, which, no, actually Olin Farms, I think, does a Monday.
So
pickup.
sometime during the week. But we're
Basically
doing
what
it
you're
on.
saying is you
we're-
get your box.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you go, okay, what am I gonna make with my box?
Yep.
What are
Yep.
some tips for people to help them figure out what the heck to make with their box?
Great
Really
idea.
quick before you answer that, Shinkini wanted to know what the if that was the fermented white pepper that you put on the steak.
No, I used just black peppercorn.
Cool.
I didn't use the fermented white today.
Fermented white pepper, that sounds amazing.
It's
All right, sorry for interrupting. Yeah, it's really
it's
good.
so good.
Burlap and barrel
Burlap
again.
and barrel.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know, I mean, is it just, hey, Google around, like, or is there anything else specific that people can,
Well, I mean, it's really well. It's hard for me to answer this because I've been
Yeah.
cooking for 20 years. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's easy to get intimidated, especially when it's, I don't know, like when I first started cooking seasonally, like it can get really difficult, especially by that 5th, like if it's your first year cooking CSA oriented, like if you're committed, it does get tough that like 4th, 5th week, or say you're 10 weeks on the same thing and you're just like, I need something different. And it's
Like in
like,
winter.
unless you have this
Yeah.
massive cookbook collection, yeah, I mean, that was the cool thing at the restaurant, because I had a team of cooks, and even if they didn't know as much as me, everybody thinks about food different. So we just all sit down and just throw ideas out. And it
That's
kind of
cool.
helps
yeah.
push it forward, because
Yeah.
everybody has a different idea, so.
Yeah.
Patrick and his sous chef would then help them refine kind of like, whatever ideas they had.
Yep.
So one thing I've tried to do with my CSAs, which I did not do very well with, is keep a list on my refrigerator of what I had. Like, do you have any tips on how people can kind of know what they have, know what's going to go bad, and like, do you have any suggestions?
I mean,
Thank God for stock.
I
Right?
think, well,
There's leftovers.
honestly, I think the most helpful thing we did, it was like an active Google spreadsheet that you can just build in your phone really quick, and then just keep it updated after every week that you do your pickup. Just kind of go through and update your Google spreadsheet, because it's so easy to have the app on the phone and just pop it open and just kind of add to it. Then if you're ever at the store and you forget what you have, it's always with you. So then I don't
There's
know.
got to be an app that's an actual official app for that, rather than having to use a Google spreadsheet, right?
There probably
But-
is.
but
Well,
yeah.
Must
I
be on
started
my
using
ability.
ChatGPT for things.
Oh, yeah.
ChatGPT.
And I've said, like, I have these things in my refrigerator. Give me a couple of ideas.
Yeah, AI's come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claude, Claude's French, so Claude likes to cook.
Mm.
So yeah, he'd be good at.
Is that your AI name?
Well, there's a ChatGPT called Claude.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah,
Claude.
the two main ones are ChatGPT and Claude.
Oh.
So yeah. That smells amazing, Chef.
Yeah, we're trying
It
over
really
here.
does.
Cool. So we're just trying to get a good sear. I can turn this up a little. It might be.
Might
It
be
seems
too late.
okay in here.
I mean, it always seems okay until it's not.
So something like this, what I'm looking for is if you start to see blood, or not, well, the hemoglobin, it's not technically blood, but if you start to see any hemoglobin pulling through, flip it immediately, and you're almost done. So,
Why isn't that blood? Why is it hemoglobin?
well, technically the blood is all drained out, and that, like, what you associate with the blood from the animal. Like if you're slicing a steak,
Oh, that's the dog.
if you're slicing into it or whatever, it's technically what's left is just the hemoglobin.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, the cooking steak smells insanely good, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And you did put a lot of salt in that steak to get it to flavor before you threw it on that pan.
Whoa. Jeez, man.
That's not us eating, in case the audience is wondering, that's the dog, but we are feeling like eating in that
Yeah.
way.
He's just drinking water. He had his chewy, so now he's thirsty. And he's relentless, so he won't give up on hitting his bowl until he gets what he wants, so. Now he's happy.
Cool. Well, yeah. Coming along. I'm just, once I flip the steaks, I'll get the carrots back on. We'll put the spinach in, and then we'll be able to start plating probably in like 15 minutes or so. But, yeah.
What are you
Sweet.
cooking the steak to?
I'm going to take it to like medium, which would be, we'll need to pull this at like 120, 125 and let it rest the rest of the way.
And do you use your hand or do you use a?
No, thermometer always.
Oh, you
It
will.
just, so different cuts will feel different as they cook, so I can't just rely on that because we have such a like difference in meat textures. But then like if it's leaner for whatever reason, it carryover process is a lot more. So like if
Can
I
you explain
seared,
what the carryover process is?
what's
Yeah.
that? It's so carryover cooking has to do with the heat that still penetrates after you pull something off. So the hotter the surface, the more heat that gets that has to be dissipated. So at the restaurant, we would use like a 550-degree oven during service to make sure things are going quickly. But you have to pull things earlier because all that heat soak like penetrates further. So it like it'll just cook the meat higher. And if it's leaner and tighter fibers, something like a New York strip, that's typically leaner, especially with grass-fed meat. But if the meat fibers are tighter, the carryover is a lot higher. So to get like a medium New York, you have to pull at like 105 degrees.
And it has to get to
Wow.
what, 140, 130,
Well, it depends on what they order. So
Yeah.
mid-rare is 125,
125.
but
Wow, that's, oh.
There it is.
We got the drama.
I knew it.
It's a new build.
I think the audience is probably waiting for that to happen.
yeah. Sweet. Well, I'm gonna cut the carrots back on. We're gonna add the spinach while they're dealing with this. Yeah.
That was at least relatively quick. Thank you for your help.
That's pretty, we gotta see what's going on over
Oh
there.
yeah.
Check that out.
Sorry, he kept going without me.
And now you're measuring the temperature, so you're going right to the center?
Well, I'll take it all the way through and then gradually pull the thermometer out.
Oh, that's smart.
We're at like 103 right now, so. This one's a little further along.
So before we got interrupted, Shankini asked if she could do this on an outdoor gas grill.
Yeah. Yeah, gas grills. Leave the lid up while you're grilling, unless if you put the lid down, it acts like an oven, so it can get away from you very quickly. That's the only thing. Like, but yeah, once outdoor season starts, grilling outside is really it's the best way. But. I mean, even at the restaurant, we use charcoal inside. So.
Give everything a good flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, the steaks would get like that perfect kind of like crispy crust on the outside.
I feel like in order to get that lovely outside, I always overcook the inside. I feel like it's so hard to get the outside and then to have the inside cooked
Yeah.
through just right. So that's really interesting what you said about, you know, the cut, the whether or not it's grass fed. Like there's a lot of factors that go in.
Yeah.
What's the thermometer that you use?
This is a thermal pin. They're like $100, but it's an instant read and they're super accurate.
Thermal
great.
pin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that for pastry too. I'm doing like confections or temping out like custards or something along those lines. Big fan of that one.
I think I have one that's very
Cool.
similar.
You what?
I have one that's similar.
Yeah, I purposely got my pink one for when I worked in kitchens because I would always be surrounded by boys, so I figured nobody would steal my pink thermopen.
I can see that.
Yep.
Was that it?
You can't leave your. No, that's his.
I'm like, it's looked like it could have been pink at
Oh.
one point.
No, mine's like hot pink.
Hot pink.
Yeah.
Do we have any white wine open?
I have red wine open.
Red?
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh, yeah, maybe a little bit of Prosecco left.
You guys want to finish that or?
you can use it. It's like a perfect amount.
Okay, cool.
Rock on.
I
Put it on
figured you
that.
probably would have wanted sherry.
Nah, it's fine. I love sherry. I don't think we have any.
We do. We have a lot of it.
Oh well. That's okay. So I just put a little white wine that we had open on the onions here.
What if I don't have white wine?
That's fine. A little water.
What about, so I've heard about the using apple juice instead of white wine.
What's that?
Or I've heard about using apple juice or apple cider
Sure.
vinegar instead of white wine.
You could.
Will it change the flavor a lot?
Yeah, if you use vinegar for sure. It's
Okay.
just gonna have a lot more acid.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then apple juice will just be a little sweeter than wine for sure. So
All depends on
But-
what you're going for.
Those onions are looking so good.
Whoa. We're just wilting down the spinach really quick.
I know, you'll start with a giant wad of spinach and then like have a handful of it
Nothing left.
by the time it cooks down. I think this varietal too is the Bloomsdale spinach.
Okay, yeah. Kind of. I mean, it looks like it. So.
Yeah, it's got a little more texture, almost like kale leaves kind of, versus like the baby spinach you get at the grocery store.
But yeah, this has also been frozen a couple times. So.
Yeah. Probably almost daily because it drops down below freezing every night.
Oh, yeah. I love her spinach so much.
I'm sure this spinach is probably sugary sweet.
Oh, it's great.
excited
It's
for it.
fresh.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I like how that steak is just leaning.
Yeah. Why did you flip the steak up like that?
Oh, this side of this is just really fat. So I'm trying to cook it from another direction.
Okay.
I know.
All right, try again.
So once all that spinach is done cooking down and the carrots are done, you're gonna
Oh,
pour that dressing over all the veggies.
No, I'm gonna season these and plate, and then kind of drizzle this sauce over top of the vegetable.
Please.
Whoa. All right, that's pretty much there. I'm gonna pull this steak.
Simple dish. It's
Smells so
awesome.
freaking good in here.
Whoa. That's it.
Now I've got the front door open to help not set the alarms off again. I'm sure all of our neighbors are jealous right now.
Uh-huh. Wouldn't be surprised if they all come over and try to make friends with you very soon.
That's it. Let's plate one and. All right, so this one's been resting. These two have been resting the longest, so we can slice into these really quick. This super thin one could be a little overcooked, but yeah, we're at like medium on this.
Yum.
Thin one, which is fine. It's cool. Nice. Yeah, these are like super perfect, like mid-rare to medium, depending on like where we're at in the steak.
Oh, it's so good, and it sounds like you've got a good char on the outside too.
Yeah, nice sear
It's like
crust.
crispy.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing. You can just see how tender that meat is from the way it's moving around while you're cutting
The
it.
dog's licking his lips.
Rufus is making his cameo.
Yeah. Cool. Wow. Let's see.
Better be careful leaving that unattended. She may come back for more.
So we're gonna take a nice spoonful.
Can you do that on the cutting board?
Ooh. Yeah, you're right. I'm not used to having this one.
Yeah, I know. I just want everybody at home to be able to see what you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, man, that looks good. All right. We'll go on this edge here so it doesn't get messy, but
So that's just a scoop of your carrots.
yeah, we're doing carrots, spinach. I seasoned it up. Taste the spinach leaf. That way you're not over seasoning it. We're gonna take the sauce we made earlier. Kind of want this. It's for the vegetables. This is going to be kind of the acidity to kind of compare with that steak and with the richness of the onions. So then do little meat. Kind of fan that out just a little, you know, make it look good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that looks so good.
Oh my gosh.
And then don't want to cover that up too much, but you can kind of put this off to the side here or something like that. I don't know. That looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
Go.
Spin the plate for the camera.
Yeah.
Twirl
Got
for the
this.
camera.
Beautiful.
Got this awesome steak here, and yeah.
Well done.
So
Yeah.
Thank you, Chef Patrick.
yeah, for sure.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you for joining, and hopefully, you enjoyed this stream, and like and subscribe. Help get this out there for everybody to enjoy. So
And we'll
Yes.
see you
Thank
next
you.
week,
He
right?
said learning which part to taste and not over season today on the lamb day would have been invaluable.
on the what?
On the lamb day and then today.
Nice.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you
Yeah.
next week.